Hello everyone. I am actually sick right now. At the time, obviously, of me filming this intro, but I wanted to welcome you back to week 2 of Mady Summer Camp. If you are new or if you have not seen my last video, which our first week was bugs, I am running a summer camp for the 2 kids I babysat after school last school year. They are 7 and 8. And my 2 kids who are 5 and almost 3. And we are doing a themed week every single week. This week was fossils, and we went on some field trips. We did lots of activities. I will say I'm not showing all the worksheets we do. I just go online and find age appropriate worksheets for them to do because I want them to stay sharp over the summer. So yeah, this is fossil week. We ended our week going to the Waco Mammoth site, which was super cool. It's still an active dig site. I didn't know that. I went in 2010 or 2011. I was a kid, and they did not have as many fossils as they do now. I guess it takes years to go through a site like this, and it was so amazing to go and see real life fossils, and I will talk about that more in this video. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming back, or if it's your first time here, hello and welcome, and let's get into what fossil week looked like. On Monday, we went to the Mayborn story time. We are members here, so if you girl math this was completely free. We honestly get really good use out of our membership, and we learned about the local wetlands, and then they had a craft which was super cute, so this was fun. And then we got to see some seashells, and yes, the kids were stressing me out a little bit. The woman was so nice and letting them hold them, but they're real, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna drop them, but no one dropped them. And then the Mayborn does have this new exhibit, which is Sea Monsters Unearthed, and it's all about fossils, so this was super cool. We're also going to be doing an under the sea themed week. Oh my goodness. And in true Mayborn fashion, they of course had some hands-on activities for the kids back here, which was super fun. They all really loved these, and we get to sit down and do them together. This was like a little fish sorting activity, or like sea creature. They're not all fish. And then they had a little I Spy game, so this was super fun. And then getting to see all the fossils. Some of them are replicas, but it's still super cool. And some of them are real. We then went and played in some of the other rooms. And then when we got home, we watched a video on how fossils are formed for kids. And then we got into doing some activities. So I picked up some toys, or ordered some toys specifically for the week. And I had put out our dinosaur books that we had. On Tuesday, we headed to the library, and I switched our bug books out for dinosaur books. So there my daughter was doing a worksheet. We did this puzzle that I ordered, and all of this is on my LTK if I was able to link it, and it's on my TikTok shop if I was able to link it as well. We had this game. We love this game. And then we rolled out some Play-Doh and smooshed dinosaurs in there to make like our own little fossils. So this was super fun. And I think they turned out really well. We even did some tried to make trace fossils, which is the footprints. On Tuesday, we went and saw Mr. James for story time. We love Mr. James, and he always has a craft, and the craft today was making this cowboy against like a sky, and his crafts are super easy and fun. We went home and watched Ice Age Dawn of the Dinosaur, and then after quiet time, we did some Danny Go dinosaur dancing, and then I had frozen these, so we got to talk about the Ice Age, and these went so fast down the slide. So yeah, it was supposed to be like the fossils melting out, and we got some good outside time. We drew some stuff, and then on Wednesday, the boy I watched was sick, and so he stayed home. They stayed home, so it was just me and my girls. We did this puzzle, and we just had more of a chill day. We then played I Spy on this puzzle, which was really fun. So we just had a pretty chill day together, and this puzzle was super fun. On Thursday, we headed back to our favorite library to go to this juggling show. He was amazing. He was so funny. I was laughing out loud, and he was really good at juggling. He was limited because of the space on what all he could do. I guess that he will balance ladders on his chin. But he even went through that tennis racket there. He was absolutely amazing, super entertaining. The kids loved him. And then we went and played out in the library, of course, and just had some fun with that. And then we went to the laundromat, and I actually picked up these squishies at Dollar Tree. Has nothing to do with Fossil Week, but they loved them. And they were only $1.75. We went home and we watched a little educational show on dinosaurs, and then we made fossil cookies. These were just sugar cookies, and I washed these toys, and I explained to them that they don't all have to be upright because sometimes traumatic things happen and they didn't die beautifully, right? And then their mom, the kids I babysit, had packed those cookies, and we did these sticker activities, which was really fun. And the fossil cookies were definitely a hit. So this was all super fun. Look at the cookies. They turned out so good. So we have some trace fossils. We have some that are partial. And then we also made woolly mammoths and learned about them, and specifically the Waco Mammoth site, because that was our field trip Friday, was going there, which we will get to. So we just played some matching. These tokens are actually really nice. I ordered those. So on Friday we get pizza, and we typically go on a field trip. The Waco Mammoth site was super affordable. It was $21 for all of us to go, so that was really nice. And we just learned so much. The 7 and 8-year-old can read, so they were reading some of that to us. And then we walked back, and they had some more fossils on this table here, or replicas. These are replicas, not real fossils just out in the open. But it's still really amazing to see and learn about them. And then we went in, and they do guided tours, which was really nice. We got to ask questions. And like I said, I had not been here since I was a kid. They have so many fossils here, and they are putting in so much time and research into figuring out a lot of information about these mammoths. They also have a camel here that is fossilized. So we got to learn so much, and it was so cool to see real fossils like in real life. My youngest daughter, the one that is almost 3, wanted to walk around down here, and you are not allowed to go down here. But it was really cool to see. They're actually putting a lot of the sand or dirt into those Home Depot buckets to go through them to look for really small fragments, of fossils. They have some really beautiful artwork, and they even had an intern. He's a geologist hoping to become a paleontologist, and he was actually working on cleaning up fossils. So we got to talk to him. Here they have a mammoth femur compared to a human femur. And the kids took pictures by that. And so here he is cleaning, and we got to ask him a bunch of questions. Like I said, we went out back towards the front, and they have this kids sandbox where they get to be paleontologists and dig up fossils, which was super fun for them. This was a huge hit. It's also covered, which bonus points because I didn't have to put sunscreen on them. This was really interactive and totally worth the price. If you are ever in Waco, I highly, highly recommend this. So this was a huge hit, like I said, and I'm so glad that we went. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so sorry that I'm sick. I hope that didn't bother you too much, but I want to get this video made and up because I'm trying to stay on schedule with our summer camp. Like I said, I have a bunch of stuff linked in my LTK. I need to remember to put it in the description. Most of the stuff is from Amazon. I also found that some of the stuff on TikTok Shop, if you prefer to shop there. I think most people prefer Amazon. I don't know. Just so you know, I have linked stuff everywhere. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that you will come back next week. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Well, we're going to be going into the week when I post this. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week.